So there you have it. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred source of energy.
Many vegans like to claim that carbohydrates are our body's preferred energy source because our body will burn the carbohydrates before fat if both are present in our diet. But just because they will burn the carbohydrate first before the fat, that does not mean that it is our preferred energy source. If anything, that means to me that it proves the point that sugar and carbohydrates are actually toxic to the body, and that is why our body will burn them first, because our body needs to get them out of our system as fast as possible because they are toxic, extremely toxic. So here's a little proof on that. This is a great article talking about the subject. I'll put a link in the description so you can read this article. But this is what they're saying. I'll read this. It says, "What's the silver bullet? Alcohol." So alcohol has sometimes been called the fourth macronutrient, as it is metabolized completely differently than carbs, proteins, or fats. Alcohol provides 7 calories per gram versus 4 calories per gram for both protein and carbohydrate, and 9 for fat. If you give the body all 4 substances at once, alcohol, carbs, protein, and fat, it will preferentially burn off the alcohol first, then the carbs, then the fat, and then the protein. Does this mean that the body prefers alcohol? Well, I'm sure that all of you party animals are thinking yes, yes, as cirrhosis of the liver and alcohol-related fatalities will attest, alcohol is toxic. Now picture me setting down a martini, blah, blah, blah. But, so let's see what else it says. Since we can all agree that alcohol is toxic, we can safely assume that the body doesn't burn it first because it prefers it, just like in the case of carbohydrate and sugar, but rather it burns it first because your body knows that it has to handle the most toxic substances first. So basically what this article is saying, and what I believe, is that we burn the carbohydrates and sugar first, not because it's preferred in our body, but because it is toxic. So here's another video talking a little bit about the process in the body of alcohol.
In the human body, acetate is most commonly produced in the body following the consumption of alcohol. When the body has acetate present, it converts acetate to acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA then enters a metabolic process called the citric acid cycle, where it is ultimately broken down to produce ATP, or the body's form of energy. So when acetate is present in the body, other substrates are not utilized by the body, meaning substrates such as fatty acids
and carbohydrates. I don't know why she left that out in the video, but I just want to make sure that that's clear, that she said essential, she only said fatty acids, but it's also all of the macronutrients.
Substrates such as fatty acids are not broken down and metabolized, as acetate is the favored form of energy production when it is present.
So there you go. Carbohydrates are the preferred form of energy when they are present because they are the more toxic substance in the body.